It was most gracious of your magnificence, as always, to have invited me to the palace.
I am delighted you were able to come. Master Machiavelli had the strange idea that you might be out of the city.
That visit to San Gimignano you were telling me of.
Oh, San Gimignano. Yes, I changed my mind, your magnificence.
Good, good. I am commissioning you to paint a portrait.
A portrait, your magnificence? Of yourself?
No, the work I am about to entrust to you will, I am sure, give you far more pleasure and cause you far less trouble. This is the most famous of all the Medici jewels. It is as green as the hills of Fiesole in spring, hence its name, the Primavera. One of my ancestors bought it from the Venetian traveler, Marco Polo.
You want me to paint a jewel?
Well, why not? It's priceless. If this jewel were mine, which regrettably it is not, I could commission 6 paintings by Da Vinci. I could build a new wing to my summer palace, provide a gold altarpiece for the Medici chapel.
Or equip that regiment of mounted troops that you want so badly.
More troops, your magnificence?
As always, to keep the peace, of course.
Then you'll have to keep it some other way, I'm afraid.
Del Monte, you are acquainted with my sister, the Lady Francesca?
Well, the first portrait that I made of my lady was one of my most pleasant experiences.
And I want you to paint me again, Marco. Like this.
Magnificent, yes.
The Primavera is, of course, a Medici heirloom, but there is a stupid and wasteful tradition that the first lady of the Medici family shall inherit it upon reaching her 18th birthday.
And I shall be 18 in 3 days.
Yes. According to custom, the event must be recorded by a reputable painter of the new custodian's own choice. Let me make myself clear, Del Monte. Personally, I would not have chosen you, but one cannot reason with a child.
The honor is mine. Shall I be expecting you then at my studio?
You will paint the Lady Francesca here.
Oh, your magnificence, I find that I cannot paint except in my studio.
It seems that one cannot reason with an artist either. This is a simple piece of colored glass, but not even an expert could distinguish it from the original. This was worn by the daughter of the Duke Cosimo, who was, of course, my great-uncle, in Madrid at the wedding of the King of Spain. And I am told that the French ambassador, who was reputed to have been an expert, said, "I have never seen a more gorgeous emerald." You may paint my sister in your studio with this. Well, what is it?
Magnificence.
If I were you, I should gratefully decline.
Why? What's the matter?
Machiavelli, we are required on a most urgent matter.
Well, Francesca. 18. Time has made a woman of you.
I'd be an old woman if I waited for you to come to me.
Is that a rebuke?
Don't you think you deserve it?
I'm glad that I earned it, Francesca. For a rebuke from you is worth more to me than the favors of any other woman.
Don't you think you'd better pick it up?
Of course. At once. Francesca, I shall paint a portrait of you that will make them say down through the ages, this was a woman.
And I shall inspire you so much that they will say, this was an artist.
Well, Del Monte, I see you have already begun to pose your model. When will you be ready to begin painting?
Your magnificence, my lady, I shall expect you at my studio in the morning.
Why are you going to all this trouble? After all, It's just another commission.
Well, there's no harm in keeping this place tidy, is there?
Since when have you been tidy?
It's never too late to start. No, that's perfect. Thank you very much, Angelica. Thank you.
You just want to get me out of the way, don't you, before your precious Francesca arrives?
Oh, my dear child, you know how I hate to be disturbed when I'm creating.
Yes, Papa. And why are you wearing your best coat? Isn't that a pity? Won't it be splashed with paint? You are going to paint, aren't you?
Stop wasting my time.
Yes. Oh, Marco, don't forget to comb your hair.
Oh! Oh, no. Come in! Francesca.
I just passed that little model of yours in the stairs. Oh, really, Marco? One would have thought you had better taste.
Oh, come now, Francesca. You don't want to talk about her, do you? Yes, Captain. Did you leave something behind?
My brother asked Captain Rodrigo to escort me.
It's always a pleasure to watch Don Monte at work.
A pleasure you will have to do without. You may go now.
But His Magnificence has made me responsible for your safety, milady. He specifically asked me to escort you back to the palace.
And escort me you shall. But in the meantime, you can watch the door. From the outside.
Now, my lady, let me take your cloak. There. Ah. Magnificent.
Will you help me with it?
Yes, of course. Here, take the mirror. This is the false jewel, I suppose.
Of course.
Such a pity. You deserve perfection.
I do hope you take a long time to do this painting.
Oh, I'm sure I shall. Yes. Yes.
Now, where did I put it? Where did I put it?
Put what?
Ah, there it is.
Oh, no.
Oh, you are painting. Marco, don't you think her left eyebrow...
you...
Marco, imagine. I forgot. If I don't mend these, you won't have anything to wear tomorrow.
Angelica, what are you trying to do?
Trying to do? Well, I don't think there's anything I can do with these, Marco. Now, look, don't let me disturb you. You just get on with your work. I'll get on with mine. I know you hate to be disturbed at your work. He hates to be disturbed at his work.
Hold that pose.
Really, Marco, you must get yourself some new hose. I can't do a thing with these. But then, he never spends anything on himself. He's so extravagant. He's always buying me little presents.
Can I relax now?
I haven't even started.
Oh, my dear, I do sympathize with you. It is difficult being a model. I remember once, it was in the winter, Marco painted me as Venus.
Angelica.
There was a fuel shortage at the time. I remember so well.
Francesca, please concentrate on me. Oh, how can I paint you when you're too stiff?
And the folds aren't falling right either.
I appear to be wasting your time and mine. Here is the jewel. I'll send the dress to you, and you might as well use a model for the portrait. The jewel is imitation. Everything else might as well be tube. Captain, we're going home.
Oh, Angelica, how could you? She's a princess, and she's my friend.
She's a Medici, and she's a woman.
Angel, I know that I'm not painting your face, but just the same, you could be exercising a little self-control.
Oh, am I disturbing you?
No, it's no good anyway. The light's no good.
It's a good job I know this is a fake. Otherwise, I might be tempted. Well, good night.
Yes.
Same time tomorrow.
Good night. Good night. It's ridiculous.
What is it, Del Monte? You appear to be disturbed. Is there something wrong?
Yes, Your Magnificence. You know the copy of the Primavera that you gave me?
Yes?
Well, it was stolen last night.
Someone stole a piece of glass.
Yes, I'm sorry. Of course, he must have been after the real Primavera.
Yes. Well, fortunately, there is no great harm done. You will have to finish the painting here.
Here? In the palace?
Well, certainly not in the marketplace, and Francesca must wear the real stone.
But, Your Magnificence, I've already told you
Del
that
Monte and I have already said that the Primavera may not leave the palace, and yet the portrait must be finished. Ergo, it will have to be finished here. Unless, of course, you have some better suggestion. But this is the copy.
The copy? But I don't understand.
The true Primavera has an almost imperceptible flaw. This, the copy, has none. That thief knew what he was stealing.
But how could he have done? Are you sure that it was the copy that you gave your sister?
I gave her the round box, the one which normally contains the copy. Of course, I did not look at the stones, just at the boxes. Have the Lady Francesca come to me.
Well, someone must have interchanged the stones, and whoever it was must have been an accomplice of the thief.
Yes. Yes. Or the thief himself.
Or the thief himself.
Ah, Francesca, my dear. The round box which contains the copy of the Primavera, from the moment I gave it to you until you left it in Del Monte's studio, was anyone but yourself able to touch it?
No, I went from here directly to the studios, and it never left my hands. Why?
Thank you. I will explain later. Francesca, the day that I showed the Primavera and its copy to Master Del Monte, you will recall Master Machiavelli and I were called out of the room.
Oh, yes, of course I remember.
You were left alone with Del Monte.
Your Magnificence, you surely don't think that...
Did he go near the jewels? Did he touch them?
Oh, no.
I see.
Oh, yes, I remember. I knocked the table over with the jewels by mistake.
I see. And who picked them up?
Well, Marco did.
And he placed them back in the boxes?
Yes.
Can you give me any assurance that he placed them in the right boxes?
How can I?
Exactly. And you yourself agreed that whoever changed the jewels was either an accomplice of the thief or... Guards! Arrest this man! Guards, where are you? Guards! Stop! Rodrigo! Captain! Where are you? I'll have you shot! Guards! Guards!
Well, what news?
I suppose there's no point in my telling you that this is foolhardy, that the Medici's men are looking for you all over Florence. You are charged with stealing the Primavera.
Well, then I'll just have to prove my innocence.
Can you?
Well, give me time.
The judges won't. Listen, Marco, go away. Go away from here, go to Venice, go anywhere. Stay away until this story is forgotten, or else the real thief is discovered.
But I happen to know who the real thief is. Only 2 people had access to those jewels who could have interchanged them, and I'm one of them.
And the other is the Medici.
Oh, then that had occurred to you, too.
You remember when he was showing you the Primavera, we were called away on urgent business? Well, that urgent business turned out to be unimportant, to say the least.
You mean he had all this planned in advance?
To leave you alone with the jewels? Yes.
But what I don't understand is why should de Medici go to all this trouble just to implicate me in a jewel theft?
Ooh, you're not important. The Primavera is. It's worth a regiment of mounted troops, and we know how His Magnificence loves mounted troops, but he can hardly expect his sister to sacrifice her heirloom in order to satisfy his taste for, horses.
So that's why you were so anxious for me not to accept that commission.
And I also happen to know that the vaults of the Medici Bank are empty.
Oh, if we could just tell this to the judges.
Aye. Oh, I can't substantiate it. Can you? Marco, go away. Go away tonight.
I'm staying here in Florence. I may not have any evidence of de Medici's guilt yet, but I think I know where I can find it.
Where?
In the palace.
Granted that the evidence is there, how do you expect to gain admittance?
Yes, I'd almost forgotten. Master Machiavelli, I shall need your help.
Yes, you'll probably be caught. Your death will be worse than a misfortune. It will be a mistake.
Well, thank you for that thought. Now, what is my best way of entering the palace?
200 yards downstream from the Ponte Vecchio, there's a grated opening. It is never guarded because it is always locked. It will be open 1 hour from now.
Thank you. Oh, there's just one more thing you could do for me. Will you be able to get a message to Francesca?
I suppose so.
Or would you ask her to meet me in the room where the jewels are kept?
I shall endeavor to impress upon her the gravity of the situation. Good fortune.
Go to the palace and sound the alarm. I'll keep an eye on him.
Welcome back, Del Monte. Kill him! Francesca, put up your swords.
What does this mean?
It means that I am in process of dealing with a thief and an intruder.
I came here to prove my innocence, and you know it.
Oh? Well, you only succeed in confirming your guilt.
You think so? The proof is there, right behind you. Open it.
Are you giving me orders?
Why don't you open it?
I have not the slightest intention of doing so. Do you doubt my word?
You will not fail to tell the judges, my lady, that your brother refused to open it in your presence?
I will tell the judges.
There, you see? As I said, the imitation.
Your Magnificence. It appears that both are here.
Yes, so I see. Extraordinary. I have no idea how this came about. But it is very fortunate for you, Del Monte. Very fortunate indeed. Tomorrow I shall have the Primavera removed for safekeeping in the Medici vaults.
Come, Francesca. It's midnight. Your Magnificence, it is midnight.
You must be exhausted. Good night.
My lady, permit me to be the first to congratulate you on reaching your 18th birthday. And I'm sure that His Magnificence, as your brother, will be delighted to celebrate it by handing over the Primavera to its rightful owner.
Why, yes. Of course. By all means. Sister dear, happy birthday.
Brother dear, this is the imitation.
I no longer know which is which.
Marco, will you help me fasten it?
Of course.